is your name, please?
My name is Giacomo Gambino.
What is your name, please?
My name is Giacomo Gambino.
What is your name, please?
My name is Giacomo Gambino.
Two of these people are imposters. Only one is the real Giacomo Gambino and is the only one sworn to tell the truth.
Geritol, America's #1 tonic. Geritol, the fast-acting, high-potency tonic that helps you feel stronger, fast, presents To Tell the Truth.
And here is our host, Bud Collier.
Thank you very much. Good evening. Thank you. And welcome once again to Tell the Truth. And now may I introduce our panel. What is your name, please?
My name is Polly Bergen.
My name is Tom Ewell.
My name is Kitty Carlisle.
And my name is Gardner.
Tom, it's mighty nice to be able to welcome you back on the show again.
Why, thank you, Bud. I had a lot of fun last time.
Well, it was evident that you did. That's what everybody said. And I understand you're just about on the threshold of beginning rehearsals in a new Broadway show. Is
That's
that right?
Yeah.
As of yesterday, though, I believe it didn't even have a title.
Well, it does today.
Oh, it does? What's
Yes.
it called?
It's called patat.
What does that mean?
Potato.
Yeah. Now, these three gentlemen all claim to be Giacomo Gambino. Only one, of course, is the real Giacomo Gambino. The other two have merely assumed that identity, and they are the ones who do not have to stick to the truth. Panel, as is our custom, you'll find before you copies of the affidavit which I'm about to read. Will you please follow along? I, Giacomo Gambino, am an Italian sleeping car attendant on the express train from Rome to Paris. In order to be of service to my international passengers, I speak 4 different languages. I arrived in this country a few days ago as one of 4 Europeans especially selected to tour the United States coast to coast as ambassadors for friendship. Signed, Giacomo Gambino. Now, panel, you heard each of these gentlemen claim to be Giacomo Gambino, Italian railroad attendant. Only the real Giacomo Gambino is required to answer your questions truthfully. You will each question until you hear this signal, and at the end of the questioning period, as usual, you will be asked to cast your vote for the one who, in your opinion, is the real Giacomo Gambino, and we'll begin tonight with Polly Bergen. Polly?
Number one, what time of day does the express leave Paris?
Leave from Paris to Rome at 90 and 30.
Beg your pardon?
At 90 and 30. I think so.
What does that mean, Bud?
90 and 30?
Yes.
That means it leaves at 90 and at 30.
Thank you, Bud. Number two, what 4 languages does it say on the train, do not lean out the window?
It's written in French, German, and Italian.
Only 3 languages?
Yes.
Number 3, do you speak German?
No, I don't.
Number 2, do you...
Tom?
Well, you know, I rode on this train just about 6 weeks ago. I went over to Italy. I don't want to be a place dropper, but none of these guys look familiar. Number 1, what is the usual complaint on the train?
Moment.
No, ma la questione è questa.
He's right. Number 2, how much does breakfast cost on the train on average?
Oh, it could cost you about 450 lira.
How much is that?
In what money?
In American money,
Oh.
I mean. Excuse me.
70 cents.
Number 3, how long does the train stop at Stresa?
The train from Rome to Paris doesn't go to Stresa.
Kitty?
Number 1, will you spell wagon-lit?
Wagonly, W-O-N-G-L-E-T-S.
Number 2, what 4 languages do you speak?
French, German, Italian, and English.
And which is the most romantic?
The Italian girls.
Number 3, what is the border town between Italy and France?
It's Modane.
What?
Modane.
Modane. What is the pass between the Alps that you go through? What is the name of the pass, number 1? Number 2, what is the name of the pass through the Alps? Number 3?
Hi? No, that is not the name. Number 1, where in Rome is the U.S. Embassy located?
In Via Veneto.
How close to the Excelsior is that?
About 50 meters, no more.
Number 3, who was a famous Italian character named Alfredo?
Oh, it's a restaurant, Alfredo, in Rome. There are 2 restaurants in Rome.
Number 2.
Sorry, that's it. It's time now to vote, panel. So without consultation, will you please mark your ballots? And in so doing, of course, select number 1, number 2, or number 3. And remember that the team of challengers will get $250 for every incorrect vote. Okay, panel, all set? Polly, you ready? For whom did you vote?
Well, I voted for number 3 because Tom Ewell asked him if the train stopped at a town, and I don't remember what he said, between Rome and Paris, and he said it didn't stop at that town, and if he wasn't lying, then it's him.
Yeah. All righty. Tom Ewell, your vote, please.
I voted for number 3 because it was him.
Kitty, what about your selection?
I voted for number 3 because he knew the town on the border, and I think he was going to tell me the name of the pass through the Alps.
And hi, Gardner.
Well, I also voted for number 3. First of all, I thought he had a lot of answers, including the 2 Alfredos. And thirdly, it seemed to me that his uniform shined a little bit more. He might have worn it more frequently.
Well, let's find out. Now, you've heard our results, so let's see how good or bad we've been by discovering which one of these 3 gentlemen is the real Italian railroad attendant. So, will the real Giacomo Gambino please stand up? Thank you, Giacomo, very much. Number 2, would you tell us who you really are and what you do, please?
My name is Paul Minolfo. I'm a sales representative now living in New York, and my family comes from Switzerland.
Thank you. And just a minute, Polly. Number 3, you with the shiny uniform. Would you tell us who you really are and what you do?
My name is Adelmo Cacciotti. I'm an airline reservation manager, but more in North Africa.
Thank you, sir. I believe Polly has a question. Yes, Polly?
I can only tell you that number 1 gave the kind of answers that would make me believe he's the kind that makes people get off the wrong place on the train.
Kitty, quickly.
What's the name of the pass?
This is, I didn't understand.
Oh, there you are. You see?
I also didn't know the name of the pass.
Well, it was a clean sweep for the challengers. There were 4 incorrect votes at $250 each for a total of $1,000 from Geritol. Thank you very much, gentlemen, for being with us. On your way out, stop and pick up your apothecary bottle of Geritol. Good night and good luck to you. Our next group of challengers.
What is your name, please?
My name is Ellen Church.
What is your name, please?
My name is Ellen Church.
What is your name, please?
My name is Ellen Church.
Once more, panel, will you follow along with your copies of this second affidavit? I, Ellen Church, was the world's first airline stewardess. I was first because I originated the idea of the airline stewardess 28 years ago. 12 years later, during World War II, I took to the air again, this time with the Army Nurse Corps Air Evacuation Service. I became a captain and was awarded the Air Medal and 6 combat stars. Signed, Ellen Church. This time, panel, you heard these 3 ladies. Each claimed to be Ellen Church, the first airline stewardess. And we begin this round of cross-examining with Kitty Carlisle. Kitty?
Number 1, how did you get the idea of being an airline stewardess?
I wanted to combine my flying experience and my nursing experience.
Number 2, where did you do the evacuation airlift?
Well, I was in North Africa. I was in England in the evacuation of Cherbourg, in Italy, Germany with the patent, and all through Europe.
Thank you. Number 3, how did you win the Air Medal?
Over Africa, we supported the ground forces of the famous 34th Division from Bizerti.
Thank you. Number 1, who was head of the Army nurses during World War II?
I don't remember.
Number 2, who was Evita Kolpabi?
She was head of the, a colonel in the Army, head of the armed forces, the women in the armed forces.
Number 3, when you first did airline stewardess work, where did you run? Where was the flight from?
From Oakland to Cheyenne and to Reno.
Hi, Gardner.
And what was the name of the flying outfit, number 3?
It was Boeing aircraft.
Boeing. Number 2, I took my first flight about 20 years ago. What type of plane was in favor then that would carry, around 24 to 35 passengers?
What do you mean, the Ford Trimotor? We had the Boeing Trimotor on the first airline.
And number 1, what famous aviator at one time flew the mails for what is now known as the American Airlines? Would you know?
No,
Would you
I
know
don't
number 2?
I don't remember. There were a lot of famous
Number
flyers
3?
in those days.
The first one, you mean?
A famous flyer.
Jack,
Polly Bergen.
Oh, I'm sorry, Hi.
I'm sorry, too, Hi.
Number 2, no, number 1, wearing glasses. Could I be an airline stewardess?
I don't believe so.
Number 2, could I be an airline stewardess?
You could be a stewardess, yes, but not a pilot. Unless you
number
had
3,
a special...
could I be an airline stewardess?
Yes.
Number 2, what was the basic requirement for an airline stewardess 25 years ago?
She had to be a registered nurse.
I see.
And you had to be a certain weight and certain height. But because of the lack of registered nurses at that time who wanted to fly, they had to waive the height and the weight limit on certain cases.
I see. Number 3, what is the height maximum today for an airline stewardess?
5'6", I believe, 5.5, 5'6" today, I think.
Tom?
Number 1, when you were a stewardess 28 years ago, what would you serve for dinner?
Cold cuts, cold chicken, sandwiches, fruit cocktail, hot coffee.
Oh, hot coffee. Number 2, what would you serve?
I'd serve chewing gum.
Number 3, I hate to ask you, but what would you serve?
I think I'd serve chewing gum, too.
I see. Number 1, how many passengers were in your first flight?
About 5.
Number 2, how many miles would you say approximately you've flown altogether?
I have flown, well, I didn't fly very much after I only flew for about a year and a half after.
Afraid that's all we have time for, panel. Once again, it's time to vote, and without consultation, will you kindly mark your ballots and select number 1, number 2, or number 3? All set? There goes Polly's. For whom did you vote, Polly?
Well, I voted for number 2. I thought that she exceeded the height maximum that was required, but she gave an answer saying that they couldn't get a lot of nurses in. They had to waive that, so that switched me back to her, even though she is a little taller than she should have been.
Switched you back to her from whom?
From number 1.
Oh, I see. I just want to get, there's always another one that you have in mind for the record.
Well, it'll probably be number 3.
I see. Yes, thank you, Polly. Tom?
I voted for number 2, too, because to me, she was the most military in a nice, feminine way.
Kitty, what about your vote?
I voted for number 2. Well, she knew Evita Kolpabi, and I felt on the basis of the war record of answers, it was number 2.
Hi, what was your choice?
Well, I voted for number 2 also. Based on the tri-motored planes, you'd have to know a little bit about old flying to remember that. And secondly, this may be confused coordination around here, but she looks like she might have originated the idea of stewardesses. I don't know.
Okay, there you have it now. Again, we've got a unanimous vote for one number and one number only. Let's see how right or wrong. It's got to be all right or all wrong, as we know. So let's discover which one of these three ladies was really the first airline stewardess as we ask the real Ellen Church to please stand up. Oh, general exodus here by the panel. Well, number two, you who garnered all the votes, would you tell us who you really are and what you do, please?
My name is Fagulous Wells, and I'm a creative coordinator for Alta Grant Samuels, a marine architect.
Flies to work at a Ford Trimotor every day. Number three, what about you?
My name is Diane Deering. I'm a singing teacher here in New York.
Miss Church, may I ask you what you do now?
I'm administrator for the Union Hospital in Terre Haute, Indiana.
Still doing your nursing, in other words. Well, fine. It was awfully nice to have you all with us, and you scored another clean sweep against our panel, a second one tonight, which means, of course, there were 4 incorrect votes at $250 each for a total of $1,000 from Geritol. Stop on your way out, ladies, if you will, and thanks very much for being with us. Good night and good luck. We'll meet a new set of challengers in, just about half a minute. But first, here's something for you folks, the third team of challengers.
What is your name, please?
My name is Clarence Honey Craven.
What is your name, please?
My name is Clarence Honey Craven.
What is your name, please?
My name is Clarence Honey Craven.
Okay, panel, once again, will you follow along with your copies of this final affidavit for the evening? I, Clarence Honey Craven, am known as the Gabriel of the show ring. For more than 2 decades, I have officiated as ringmaster of the National Horse Show at Madison Square Garden and other leading horse shows throughout the country. I am required to have a knowledge of tack, harness, and protocol, and be able to play the coaching horn, which officially opens every horse show. Signed, Clarence Honey Craven. Now, panel, we have 3 gentlemen all claiming to be Clarence Honey Craven, ringmaster of horse shows. We'll start this round with High Gardner. Aye?
Number one, Honey, how did you get the nickname Honey?
That was an affectionate name my mother gave me.
Number 2, what was the reason for the horse show being given at the 7th Regiment Armory in 1949?
I didn't know they had a horse show at the 7th Regiment Army.
Would you know number 3?
There was no horse show at the 7th Regiment that year.
Number 2, what famous TV star rode in the horse show last year? Not this past season, but the one before this.
Last season, no famous TV star rode.
Number 3, would you know what famous star rode in the horse show? Not this past season, the one before this.
You mean the season of 1956?
57. Or whatever.
I have no idea.
Would you know number 1?
No, I don't believe I would.
Holly?
Who was it?
No consultation, please. No, you may
The name
not.
of the man was Arthur Godfrey.
You're not supposed to answer that.
Oh, I see. I'm
That's
sorry.
consultation, which you're not allowed.
Well,
However,
nobody gave the answer, didn't give anything to
I don't blame you for fighting back so hard. Polly?
You're in a bad spot this time.
Sure are.
Number one, it says in your affidavit that you have to have a knowledge of protocol. What protocol is required at a horse show?
You asking number 1?
Number
Well,
1,
protocol is refers to the decorum and the general conduct of the whole show. You have to be responsible for the way the riders conduct themselves and how the horses behave and the general order of events.
Oh, I see. Thank you. Number 2, what is a quarter horse?
Quarter horse, that's a breed of horses.
Number 3, what is a quarter horse?
A quarter horse is a horse that is a pretty strong horse, but short-lived insofar as his ability. He can run about a quarter of a mile, and that's it.
Tom.
Number 1, where are the withers on a horse?
Just behind the shoulder blades.
Number 3, what is the name of the famous circus family that rode horses?
I think you're referring to the Hannaford family, a great vaudeville and circus entertainer.
That's right. Number
Who's asking whom?
That's what I wondered. Number 2. What was the name of the head man of that family? Number 2.
I think his name was Poodles.
Number 3, how did you... Poodles.
Oh, Poodle.
Number 3, how'd you...
Kitty?
Excuse me.
Number 1, what is a drag in horse circles?
I beg
What
pardon?
is a drag in horse circles?
A drag is a slow movement of the horses.
What is a drag, number 2?
A drag is usually at a hunt where they lay a drag for the hounds to
Number
follow the
3,
scent.
what is a fetlock?
A fetlock is that part of the hoof that where the hair grows on a Clydesdale.
And number 3, could you also tell me...
I'm sorry. That should be a wonderful title for a song, Where the Hoof Grew on the Clydesdale. But in any event, our time is gone, so will you please mark your ballot and vote for number 1, number 2, or number 3. All set, panel? Unanimous again? Polly, for whom did you vote?
Well, I sort of felt it was number 3 all along, but especially when he said the hoof on the Clydesdale, because I didn't know what that was, and it sounded impressive.
Yeah, that would snow anybody.
Yeah.
Tom Ewell.
One, I quit.
I voted for number 2 because he looks like a man that's getting ready to blow that horn.
And what about you, Kitty?
I voted for number 3 because of the quarter horse. I don't know what that is, but it sounded right, what you asked. And
I don't either.
Although Poodles was very impressive, I still like number 3.
Okay, and Clydesdale, High?
I voted for number 2, along
dear.
with Tom. I don't know, he somehow looks like somebody who's a member of the horse, he said.
All right, this time we split them up. And as you see, our rhymes and reasons have been given, and we'll discover right now which one of these 3 gentlemen is the real ringmaster of the horse show. So will you 3 gentlemen please stand up and pick up your coaching horns, if you will, please. The real Honey Craven, I'm told, opens each horse show with an old English coaching call. So may we hear one of those coaching calls now from the real Honey Craven. Thank you very much. Now, number 1, would you tell us who you really are and what you do, please?
My name is Garvin Dalglish. I am the Public Relations Director for Aqua Ivy Tablets for the prevention of poison ivy.
For the prevention of poison ivy, if you didn't hear that last bit. And number 3, would you tell us who you are and what you do?
My name is Franklin Carter. I've been with Shell Oil Company for 25 years, local recreation director, and I have not been on a horse in over 30 years.
Well, this time we had a little split up in the panel, and we had 2 incorrect votes at $250 each for a total of $500. You did better this round, panel.
Not the ladies.
Well, the gentleman did.
Horses.
Yes, hi. You have a question?
But I'd like to ask Honey about the Godfrey thing. He was in the show the season before this. Was there a confusion in dates or something?
I said he didn't ride last year.
So the year before.
But at first you said the star that rode last year, and then you changed it the year before, and I said he did not ride last year, which he didn't.
Well, maybe the reason for it is that Godfrey changes his mind so much.
Well, any of that, I hope you had fun, gentlemen, because we certainly did. It was nice to have you here. And, of course, there's $500 from Geritol there for you to split among you. And will you stop on your way out, please, and pick up your apothecary jar of Geritol. Good night and good luck to you. Now, in just a moment, we meet our panel again, but in the meantime, this message. Well, I guess that's all the time we have for tonight. What are you laughing at, Polly?
Because you didn't know where you were.
I didn't know where I was.
I was talking to you, and you didn't know where you were.
What are we talking about? Never mind. Anyway, Tom Ewell, thanks again for being with us tonight.
Thank you, Bud.
And good luck in that play. What's the name of it again?
Patat.
Good night, panel. Bud Collier saying good night from Geritol and reminding all of you to tell the truth. Good night, everybody.
To Tell the Truth is the Mark Goodson, Bill Cogden production in association with the CBS Television Network. Ringmaster attire courtesy of Miller Harness Company, New York City. Miss Bergen gown by Wilma.